Hey, my name is Niels, and I'm currently training to get a private pilot license in Norway. I'm taking my flight lessons in a Cessna 172, so on one of my lessons I decided I would invite my friend Kristián for a ride.
And I couldn't say no. The weather was beautiful, it's been a long time since I've been up in the air. The only problem was it was really cold. It's cold. It's really cold. The motor didn't want to start, so I was really starting to wonder if maybe this wasn't such a great idea. We're a couple of friends and we love flying. We're into everything from full-scale airplanes to paragliding, experimental aircraft, and of course model airplanes too.
In the recent weeks, it's been freezing cold here, and although I live in the southern part of Norway, the temperature was minus 20 degrees Celsius. So when it was time to get to the aircraft, we made sure to put these yellow winter suits on to protect us against the cold. And it also helps to be a little bit more visible at the airport.
Flaps going down,
Yep.
Keep the distance. Flaps.
So before you start a flight, you have to do a pre-flight check.
And this was important to just get a look at these linkages. Yeah.
And that essentially means going around the aircraft and visually inspecting all of the important systems. This is what the checklist for a Cessna looks like, if you haven't seen one before. Here I'm basically walking around the aircraft and performing some of the pre-flight checks. Once we got all the checks done, my instructor jumped in the plane and he started cranking the engine. But in these extreme winter conditions, it can be really hard to get the engine started, even though the aircraft was parked inside the hangar, where it's a little bit warmer. Anyways, after a fair amount of cranking, all bystanders were satisfied, and the engine was finally running smoothly. Now this is where the fun part begins. We're taxiing out to runway 36 for a takeoff directly into the cold northerly winds. The aircraft climbs really well in the dense winter air. Then the most surprising thing happens. As we climb, it is getting warmer and warmer inside the cabin. We're experiencing an unusually strong inversion. Just 300 meters above the ground, we can read an air temperature of 0 degrees on a thermometer. That's more than 20 degrees hotter than on the ground. So now we're actually starting to sweat in our thick winter suits. But it's totally worth it. We get a stunning view of the landscape below. The air is completely calm, and we're enjoying the beautiful scenery, views of the snow-covered fields and the Norwegian coastline and islands. As I'm learning myself some Norwegian, these tiny islands are called skärgård, or archipelago in English. After about an hour of gorgeous flying in the winter skies, we're making our way back to the airport to practice some landings. A few days earlier, I attempted the same maneuver with one of our model airplanes. The snow to the side of the runway is quite tall, and I totally crashed into it. Let's see if I can do better in the Cessna.
I sure hope so. Please don't forget that I'm sitting here in the back.
And the landing turned out just fine.
Pretty perfect ending to a really awesome flight. Thanks, man.
Hey, and by the way, according to my instructor, I'm now almost ready to take my first solo flight. So stay tuned for that, and for more flying content, please consider subscribing to our channel. Also, if you enjoyed watching this, make sure to give this video a like. It helps our channel, and we would love to make more videos like this. Hope to see you soon for some everyday flying.
No funky suits there.
Yeah, in our darky suits.
Wow, that was fun.
Alright.
Thanks for flying with Kliman Air.